Nearly every form of motorsport has simple roots, and tractor pulling is no exception. Many classes require a stock appearance and prohibit radical modifications, but those rules don't restrict the action or hinder the competition. If anything, the more stock a tractor looks, the more excitement it generates, as you'll see next.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
Welcome to Kansas City and the Western Farm Show, where the floor of Kemper Arena has been covered with dirt and turned into a tractor pulling track. Hello everyone, I'm Claude Wood along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson. We will be bringing you today's action in two of the exciting tractor classes from the Outlaw Pulling Series. Dave, explain tractor pulling for the uninitiated.
You hook onto a mechanical machine that's weighted down. The turning of the tires brings the weight box up the rails, makes it so heavy you can't go no farther. Whoever does is the winner.
Our first competitor today in limited pro stock will be Jeff Ground, astride an Alice Chalmers machine appropriately named Tradition. Jeff is a driver with a great deal of experience.
9-time points champion with the Nebraska Bush. Pulling the Tradition, Alice Chalmers is a tradition in the sport. Parks it in a good spot right there, 192.84. What a way to start this show. Has set the mark, here we go.
As we take a look at the replay of Jeff Ground's pull, you can see that the tractor launched well, but as he made his way down the track, he was fighting to keep in the center of the lane before eventually sliding over toward the edge of the track. Check out the slogan on the rear of our next tractor, the appropriately named Tapped Out. Earlier, Dave took a closer look at this prime example of a limited pro stock tractor.
We're talking 9,500-pound limited pro stock tractors now. This class, very much like the others, you still see the pulling tires. You still see the basic tractor design, the sheet metal, the motor, the rear end, all got to be branded alike. The key elements of this class, not only diesel and the big turbos, but it's the poundage, the weight. 9,500 pounds, you can put your power to the ground with this class.
Tony Workman is now hooked and ready to pull, and he is quite active when it comes to community service, Dave.
Now, he and his brother are very heavily involved in the Outlaw tractor pull at the county fair in Montgomery City. And boy, he's got a nice run going right here. You like to see that front end up in the air, drifted right to the center. He's going to set the mark at 199.96, takes him to the lead.
Well, the crowd enjoyed that. I wonder if Tony did.
Tony, just this close to 200. Not a bad place to start.
Not bad, but I don't think it's going to hold up. Something, I don't know, it didn't sound quite right. I think I got an injector or something acting up, but it was a good run. I ain't got nothing to complain about, but I don't think it'll hold up.
The next puller coming onto the track is Joe Morinando, the current Outlaws points champion, making his first pull of the season.
We talked to Joe Morinando driving the No Green, No Glory. Now, are you ready for this year?
I'm a little shaky. It's a new motor, and we just got her put back together and started her up yesterday. Just hoping we pull her down the track and we can pull her back into the trailer tonight.
Joe Morinando, No Green, No Glory. Dave, in that piece we saw a red light underneath where the engine is. What's that about?
Well, it looked pretty, but it actually got a purpose. That's a heat lamp. They want these motors hot. They want them warm. They want to burn that diesel. And our defending points champion of the Outlaw just rolls it right down there. Up in the air just a little bit. He could have done without one bounce. He moves in at 194.53. On the replay, you seen that right hand go down on the throttle? That is a serious look at his face. The front end went up in the air. He knew he was in trouble when it bounced that one time. Let's hear from him.
Joe, it looked like you were bouncing, flying, trying to dangle, then it started to buck, a little bit of everything on the pass.
Yeah, we underestimated the tightness of the track. We should have had more weight on the front. We did the best we could, and still a lot of pullers left to go.
Taylor Van Beek, our next puller, driving Extreme Pleasure. And Dave, back home on his shelf, he's got a lot of trophies there.
He does for a fact. And this is the defending Western Farm Show champion. He wants to go back-to-back just a little too far over to the left, going to hurt him a little bit. What's he going? Well, he's going to go into the lead at 2:04.66. Let's ride along on a big diesel. See that sand pile coming up? You gotta love it when you get down there where the flagman is. That knows you done good.
Well, 204, Taylor, that's not a bad place to start. Let everybody look at the numbers and figure out if they can reach them.
Yeah, definitely in a bad way to start off. You know, we're fourth hook into a pretty tough class here. A lot of hard hitters back there, but, you know, it's always a good feeling when you go by the checkered flag. So, yeah, I think we got all we could out of it, and I'm pretty happy with the distance. So we'll see what happens.
Here comes Brandon Trinklin. He's driving a 2-year-old 1206 International.
Yeah, the 1206, kind of a nostalgia body design right there. This guy's the past points champion of the Excalibur Association in Upper Missouri. And he followed in the same tracks, but them weights is closer to the sand pile. And there's a reason why. We got a new leader at 2:08.84. Replay shows that right hand forward. Done a great job of sliding the clutch. The tire squatting just a little bit, and we're running at the sand pile. Great job.
Brandon, 208, that's a number for everybody to shoot at.
It felt real good. It hooked up right off the get-go and didn't pick the front end too high, and just felt real nice all the way through.
As we go to the limited Pro Stock leaderboard, Brandon Trinklin comfortably in first place. Much more to come from Kansas City.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Bauer Built. Our strength is in our people and the customers we serve. Will Cross Seed. Good product, good prices, good service. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. And by ARP, the world leader in fastener technology.
Welcome back to Kemper Arena, Kansas City, Missouri, and the Western Farm Show Championship Pull. What a great crowd on hand today. This is Thomas Dees, and he is driving Heartbreaker 2. Now, he is a John Deere technician, so Dave, he's driving a Case.
Well, the Case is actually owned by John Hollick now. He's a John Deere technician. He can make them run, he can make them spin and grin, and boy, the guys are going pretty much to the same spot down there. Moves into 195.92. We go to replay. We'll find out how come that motor kind of went downhill. The clutch sparked a little bit. No big. Oh, right there. See that water running out of the bottom end? Water injection. It takes the water to build the horsepower in the motor. That's when it started going downhill on him.
Thomas, it was exciting for everybody out there. We missed it over this side down low. You've got water leaking, and that's about it so far?
Yeah, we've got a small water leak. Hopefully we didn't burn any pistons down, but we'll find it eventually.
And here comes Clem Schluter driving Grand River Deere 3. Clem has been pulling since 1970, so Dave, I guess we can call him the senior in the bunch.
He's probably got more experience in a seat than anybody in this class, and don't think he can't hammer with the best of them. He's smart enough to follow the tracks. Look at right back behind him right there. Straight pass, over to the left at the end. Going to come in number 3 at 2:01.50. Just sitting up there like a cool cat. Hey, let's just go to the other end of the track. Yep, that's where I want to be. You got to love it. Clem Schluter, Grand River D3, done a great job.
That will bring up Roger Learman out of Marthasville, Missouri.
Another one of the guys that comes to us from another association. He finished number 2 in the Excalibur Association in the state of Missouri. Top runner with his 966. Didn't do good in 2013. He got second place here last year. He might be there now, and this is just a tick. He goes into number 3 right now at 2:02.60. Replay, maybe just a tick high one time right there. Good straight pass. Straight pass, just not far enough.
No mercy. This is Jacob Hellebush. His first indoor hook was at this event last year.
Yeah, Leon, his dad, it's a father and son team. You're seeing the new blood. You're seeing the young guns start coming in, new generation. He had to fight it. He went to the right side of the track, had to fight it just a little bit. 192.90.
And the crowd enjoying that, and that will bring up Rodney Davison on the Red Iron out of Cosby, Missouri.
Rodney and his brother, these boys used to be in the Super Farm division. They moved up into the limited pro stock, do a lot of work on diesel motors. Oh, you heard a little bit of a flutter right there. Got a problem at 168 and 27. Motor went down on him. Being in the diesel performance business, I got a feeling they was trying something new right there.
That's Rodney Knott on his International 1066. Let's find out more about Rodney.
First pull, indoor. What all have you done over the winter to get ready for this pull?
Honestly, not a lot. We was running really good last summer. We got some parts coming. They're not in yet, so we just kind of tuned her up a little bit, and here we are.
Well, this way you've got a little bit of history. You don't have to go back too far in the logbook to figure out where to put those weights.
Exactly. And this track's looking good. We've been moving a little weight from where we thought we was going to be.
A lot of times it's hard to read that track. Well, here come the Naughty Boys out of Coffee, Missouri.
Look at those weights up on the front end. He's got a stack of them up there. His son Danon drives about half the time, father and son team. Oh, he better watch that sideline. He had to hit the brake a little bit to stay inside. 193.85. He might be wishing he had him another weight up front.
Well, I think it said 194, but that was just going straight. The way you went was well over 240, all over the place.
I agree with you.
I imagine that's not how you planned it.
I hit everything but the flagman. I'd hit him if he hadn't moved.
You gotta love it. Well, here is Cole Shackelford in all business.
The high school student, first time indoors. This short track will be a little different for him. He drove a time or two last year, working that brake just a little bit. Not the run he is hoping to do first time indoors, but hey, gathering that experience gets a distance of 169 and 13.
As we look at the final results, the top three positions claimed by International Tractors. Let's go down to Rick, who caught up with our winner.
Well, your numbers are the best. You got the win. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'll take it any day with this group of guys.
A good look at a pro stock tractor. You will see that when we come back to Kemper Arena, Kansas City. Welcome back to Kemper Arena, Kansas City, Missouri, the Western Farm Show Championship pull. Let's go down and check in with Rick Carlson, who caught up with a special guest who helped make this event possible.
Right now, we'll spend a little bit of time with Jeannie Middaugh from Will Cross Soybeans, one of the sponsors that's been great to support Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling.
Yes, we've been excited. We've been the sponsor for the last 5 years since they started here, and it's a great event. I think this has got to be a record crowd. It's awesome.
Well, it's great to have you supporting Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling. The entire group here, fans, pullers, and all, are great to see you, and we hope for nothing more than great success.
Yes, thank you very much. We're honored to be a part of it. Thank you, guys.
And thank you. We just left the limited pro stock class. Now we're going to the pro stocks. What's the difference?
10,000-pound pro stock. Once again, it doesn't make any difference on what color, what brand. It is just you got to weigh 10,000 pounds with a lot of weight. Your tires cannot be bigger than 24/5/32 tires, special design pulling tires. What makes this class is the fact, the heart, the meat of the motor. 4.8 turbocharge. Put the power to this motor, 10,000 pounds on the ground, something's going to happen.
First puller up in pro stock is Bo Ellenstein. And Dave, I understand you at one time drove this tractor. What was that like?
Oh, it's a rush. What a rush. When you feel that kind of horsepower, 10,000 pounds welded to the ground, just like Bo right there. He's going to the other end. He's the Western Farm Show defending champion. He goes 194.98. I don't think he's going to be too happy with that distance.
Bo, That was a good run. Is it going to hold up? It's early in the show.
Well, I didn't get to the sand pile, and that's always an option for somebody. But the pass felt really nice. I think the weight was about right. Satisfied with my gear. We'll just have to wait and see.
And this is Cole Burns. He is driving Jim Brackett's International 1566.
The Hillbilly Express, Jimmy Brackett. Cole Burns is his son-in-law. They work together on the tractor, on the pulling circuit. Heard a little bit of a flutter in that motor, but didn't hurt him none. He goes 199.47. He is going to take over the lead.
That pull should make his father-in-law happy.
Cole just that far from 200, but that was a good pull.
Well, I set out to put it on top of the sand pile, and I just didn't get that done, but first place is pretty respectable, I guess. We'll see what happens.
Now, there's a lot of history that goes back in this pulling team. This is Logan Barrett. He drives Wampus Cat.
And here again, it's another kinfolk situation. This is the nephew driving for Uncle Ricky. Ricky Barrett, well known in the sport, but turning it over to nephews. And Ricky knows what he's doing. He knows who to turn it over to. Distance of 189.61. Looking straight on. Come off the line, slid the clutch just about right. Got a little high right there. One weight might have been too much. A half a weight might have worked just good, but hey, they'll settle for their distance.
Let's turn it green with a John Deere 4560, driven by Steve Bailey out of Odessa, Missouri.
This guy's kind of halfway new to the sport. He's been in it a couple years, but he come on hard and heavy. Owns Cat Excavation. Done really good here at the farm show in the past year. He's got a third and a fourth. Nice little pass right there. Took it down to the distance of 193.33.
Steve, the 193, good for third place right now. It looked pretty good.
It felt pretty good. Probably should have had a weight or two off the front, and I'd like to have been maybe a little bit to the right side.
As we go to the leaderboard, those international tractors still run strong, first and second place. Stay with us. More to come from Kansas City, Missouri.
The Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Association is brought to you by Sapp Brothers. Visit one of our 16 full-service truck stops today. Agency 212, Marketing, Communications, Public Relations. Extreme Performance, a cut above the rest. And by Stage 8, the world's best locking fastener.
Welcome back to Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. We're at the Western Farm Show Championship Pull, and our next puller will be Doug Sabatka driving a John Deere 4020.
Man comes out of Diagonal, Iowa, owns Excel Engineering. There's pullers all over the United States got parts from Excel Engineering. Putting them to work on the track right here. Motor's singing a big song. That motor was singing a really good song. He goes the distance of 189.81. Let's try to take a look and see if we could get just a little bit more out of it somewhere. Front end skipping. Not too high. He drifted over to the right. Could have been tire air pressure. You just don't know.
Gary Porter will be our next puller. Earlier today, Rick Carlson got a chance to talk to him.
Every single motorsport event you go to, they have a set of scales. Usually, they want to know your minimum weight. That's what you have to weigh. In the pulling world, it's maximum weight, because if you weigh more, better traction, you can pull that sled farther. We're here at the scales with Gary Porter and his John Deere. What category do you run and what weight do you have to be?
Well, tonight I'm pulling in a 10,000 pound Pro Stock class, and so we have to weigh 10,000 pounds as the maximum weight.
Now we look down here at the scale and we see not 10,000 pounds. What does that mean you're doing?
Well, I'm on a diet right now because of my New Year's resolution, but when I get on the tractor, I should weigh 10,000 pounds. That's with my helmet, my fire suit, all the safety equipment it takes to drive the tractor.
So now Gary has it sorted out, figured out, ready to drive Gang Green, and that brings up a question right here as we move along. Dave, is the track changing at this point?
Oh, it really is. This track is starting to chew up these 10,000 pound tractors, working on it. Porter's burning in right there with the Gang Green. Going to get a distance of 184.23. He floated more to the right. I don't know.
Well, that will bring up Josh Parker. He's out of Martinsville, Ohio, and he drives Out for Justice.
Out of Ohio, the Parker family supports the Outlaws very well. Oh, somebody's going to like what's going on here. He had to ride that left sideline, but he's down there next to that checkered flag, real close to that checkered flag. Close enough to take the lead at 199.81, 0.4 of a foot. Drifted to the left, tires turned with the track changing. Great job of driving.
Was there anything you would have done differently, or was that pull just what you wanted?
That was pretty much just what I wanted, just what we were shooting for. I think we done all right.
I think the weights were right. You drove it right. Good job.
Thank you.
And that will bring up High Compression, owned and operated by the Jensen family out of Blair, Nebraska.
Oh, the 60-30. Did he pop the clutch? Did he pop the clutch on the starting line? We're off to the races. Front end up in there, just a little too aggressive. I think he blowed the tires off of it. He'd probably like to do that better. We're going to live with a distance of 192.58. Oh, yeah, you can see it on that replay right there. Just really jerked the clutch. Outside of that, got a little high in one spot. You know, overall, with bumping the clutch at 192.58, not a bad run.
I don't think I ever saw anybody leave with that much wheel speed.
Well, it's got a lot of horsepower, so it comes out pretty hard.
Well, it worked pretty well. Got a little heavy toward the end.
Yeah, I don't know that I would change anything. It felt perfect in the seat. I think I'd let it run the same way again.
Our final puller is Jim Lindley out of Harrisonville, Missouri. He drives Southern Belle.
Yeah, Lindley doing the driving for Steve Cowger. We seen him squirting the ether in it to help him get warmed up. Lindley going down the track. A little bit of blow by right there. Drifted over to the right side. Goes 174.60. He's probably going to wish he'd stayed more to the center of the track.
As we go to the final results of the Pro Stock class, it is Joshua Parker taking the victory by a margin of approximately 4 inches. Congratulations to him. And that will put a wrap on it from Kemper Arena in Kansas City, Missouri. For Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, this is Claude Wood saying so long.